So clever. Okay, so here's the thing. So you have this great idea, or you have this curiosity, and you have no idea what to do with it. You have to start playing with it, but you start thinking that you can do it all by yourself, and you're so wrong, wrong, wrong. And then you start to realize that you only have the skill to maybe blow it up, make it big and beautiful, or try a few times. But you need something. You need somebody, something to come in and help kind of make it real. Okay, well, you just got a secret message. What was it? Okay, or here, you can take this.
Spotlight is there.
Oh, of course. I always know how to find my light. 4 years of theater school training. Find your light. Okay, so basically though, what I have to say is that we kind of, in the beginning, Sketch did really start to expand and blow and was really full of a lot of hot air, and it was lonely, and it was really lonely. Anyway, so then I decided that I really wanted to understand how we could really sustain what was there. And so I had to put a call out for some help, obviously, and got some great help from lots of administrative people and folks who had this extra incredible gift that they could add to an arts initiative. And basically by the end of this, you're going to know that we see administrators as artists. We see management folk as artists. You're also going to know, I'm going to say this too now, is that we see funders as co-creators. We see them as partners in this whole business of curious creation and community evolution and change. We do not see them as babysitters that we want to please or anything like that. We just really, we want to invite people into this big, broad conversation, and hopefully, well, anyway, you'll find that out by the end. Okay, come over because it'll take you a while to get here. And then,
You're also welcome to sit down.
Yeah, that's true. So Ruth is the executive director at Sketch, and we are sort of two sides of each other. And so what we wanted to share with you are these 3 anchor points of our resource development strategy.
And the reason for that is because I understood the question. I think people have this idea, Sketch is in its 12th year, that we're somehow well on our way to long-term sustainability. I don't know about you, but if anybody knows and understands how to do that forever, I'd like to talk to them. So we are always creating and evaluating and remaking every year. We have some great, amazing partnerships with our funders. A few in the room today, Layla, OAC, Trillium, and like Phyllis had said, we work with them and we build the relationships so that we build sustainability, and we'll talk about how we see sustainability. And so there are 3 main areas we want to talk about that's part of this resource development concept, and that is communication, revenue generation, and capacity building. So just some hardcore kind of what we do and how we do it. So first slide.
First slide, yeah, there it is. Communication, so it's really all about the story and determining what the story is. And, you know, I think that communication is not just about, you know, kind of speaking out your message, but it's also about listening. And it's about watching and about sharing information, learning from some information that you're getting back. And so I really feel like we have just been cultivating this desire to communicate somehow with the youth that we are working with at Sketch, and trying to figure out who we are as people together. And we also, part of communication, I think, a healthy part of communication is to cause tension. No, it is. It is somehow to have a tiny bit of tension and foster that tension a little bit, and have a lot of, like, foster an environment where there can be lots of push and pull, and hold that tension. And that's also what makes good theater. 4 years of theater training. So, yeah, that is what makes good theater. And I think that that's a lot that the image in our story that we have been creating is that we never have the right thing. We never have exactly what we're looking for. We're always trying to cause a little bit of restlessness within, and we're always trying to ask a lot of questions. And I think also that comes from the folks that we find ourselves building community with. Young people who live on the street, who have also this incredible restlessness and this really kind of alternative way of looking at the world. Okay, so determining what your story is. What else? Oh, partnership. Oh yeah. So I forgot I'm supposed to talk all about communication. Forgot I'm supposed to communicate something. I feel like once we had an idea about the story, or at least what the desire was in the story, that you start figuring out what it is that you have, what it is that other people have, and what it is that you lack. And then joining with people who have the stuff that you lack, who can help start filling out the picture. And so we have just been building partnerships all the way along. And again, as I mentioned about funders, like we do see them as partners in the whole story building. I think that's enough for partnerships, right? And I mean, a real anchor of that too is inclusion, and really trying to always broaden the net and make invitations really to kind of like a big picnic. Story keeping.